Friday and Sunday. In the late afternoon, the square is terrain of boys and men. The guys are everywhere, and the women, few and far between. An occasional mom or grandma or auntie pushing strollers or otherwise involved in child-minding activities. And the sports. Today there was one young Asian woman who appeared on the basketball court in sneakers and sweatpants, her ponytail bobbing up and down as she joined the guys in the game. And there were many Tibetan men. The ones I spoke to cited political or religious reasons for migration. Restaurant workers who have not yet learned Dutch. They were gathered there under the last rays of sunlight before heading on to work. From one very friendly guy whose English was quite fluent, he had learned it in India, he added, I learned that he, and perhaps his friends as well, would most definitely prefer to live in their own country if that someday again became possible. He spoke of Tibetan monks suffering repression and of wanting to be free. He joked with others about where, as single men I suppose, they can find wives, like good-looking Brazilian ones. Might I be able to help them? He added with a laugh. There was a young Afghani man dressed in jeans, hard muscles under his tight t-shirt, carefully arranged hair. He came here from his village, alone, he tells me, not with a family, because of the Taliban. And now he is here on the square, just hanging out before going into his evening employment, at an Italian restaurant. Next to him, a friend, another Afghani, younger, and a bit more meticulous in dress, avoided my gaze, my camera, my questions. Perhaps a bit shy, or unable to answer in English. On a hot, late Sunday afternoon, some of the men I had seen on Friday made brief appearances again. The young Afghani man who was dressed in jeans, a tight t-shirt, and tennis shoes the first time I saw him now crossed the plaza. By his side, the other young Afghani guy he was with on Friday. But now he was dressed in traditional garb, a light blue tunic, matching pants and sandals. There were two young African guys who let me take their pictures as well, asserting their pride in being who they are. I tried to talk to a young man from Kosovo who didn't want to be photographed. He said he'd been here for 16 years. He never had a job, but for a brief few-month stint at a hotel. And after that has always lived off state assistance. He said he has no family. Sister, grandparents, dead. That was the way he put it. Where does he live? He said he has a roof over his head, but not a good one. As the evening began to cool off, more families began to appear on the square. A number of Chinese families with young children who took great pleasure in catching pigeons, an African couple, others. The young basketball players kept up their game, and in the gentlest of breezes, shoppers continued to cross the square with bags of groceries. As night fell, the square had in fact become a lively, inviting place to be.